Hi everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime again. Hope you're all doing really well. It's nearly the end of the week. I am actually off tonight, back on holiday again for the long weekend, heading up to Sweden. So I won't be on probably tomorrow or Monday. Maybe I'll pop on if I get a chance while I'm up in Sweden, but we will be traveling tomorrow. We'll be flying up there right at lunchtime and returning on Monday lunchtime-ish. So probably won't be back till Tuesday. So I wanted to talk today about banking. So I just recently wrote a blog post in one of the other groups I'm part of. So ladies, attention, if you're interested in having a bit more, networking stuff with other women, go check out Professional Spring. So that's professionalspring.com. Me and a couple of my girlfriends, we've started a women's entrepreneurial business and networking group. Not just for property investors, but for everybody. So we've got lots of great information and an event coming up. So that's for women only. Sorry, guys. So that's professionalspring.com. But I recently just wrote the blog article this week all about banking. And I just opened a new bank account. So I thought, what better topic to talk about today than bank accounts? So this is kind of going down to a really basic level, but it's all about making sure you keep your business account separate from your personal finances. So whether you've got a limited company or you're a sole trader or you just own a couple of properties, maybe you just do it as a bit of a hobby, you should have a separate bank account so you can set aside all of the money for your business, your hobby, your properties, so you can see everything separated from your personal finances. So I know a lot of people, especially when they get started, because it's just so easy and you just seem to just get started right away, they keep all of their finances kind of mingled together in their personal account. And when you do that, it can be kind of easier to do. But what happens then is it makes your kind of paper trail, it makes your accounting, it makes your background bookkeeping a lot harder to do. And it doesn't give you as much visibility, so you'll never know just at a quick glance, is my business making money? Is that property making any money? Because it'll be all mingled in with all of your other finances. Whereas if right from the very beginning you start off with its own bank account, maybe you have to put 100,000, a couple £1,000 in there to get it started, then you know exactly how your business is doing cash flow wise. Because if you are running your business and you don't have to put any money into it, you know that you're profitable, that you're making more than you're spending. If the bank balance keeps dipping negative, if you go into the overdraft, if you have to put more personal funds in there, then you know things aren't going quite as well with your business. You need to make some changes. Whereas if all of that was mingled in with your personal finances, it wouldn't be quite as easy to tell that, you're not making any money. So I highly recommend, I used to be an accountant, so it does come a bit easier for me. So I've got 8 million different bank accounts, so I can keep everything as separate as possible. But I highly, highly recommend that you have a separate bank account. Now, for those of you just kind of getting started in businesses, if you don't have a limited company, you don't have to have like an official business bank account. So you can just open another personal bank account that you just use for kind of your business transactions or just for that property transaction. It doesn't have to be an official business bank account because official business bank accounts can take longer to set up. There's a bit more paperwork required. They also tend to have a fee. So while maybe the first 12 to 18 months might be free, after that you're going to have to start paying a fee. Whereas, and that's just like a monthly thing. Whereas most personal bank accounts tend not to have any fees. So if you can use a personal bank account, it's best, but make sure it's a separate one from the one that your kind of normal day-to-day transactions go out of. You should have a separate account that is just for whatever that business is. And if you have a limited company or if you have a partnership or something where you're in an official capacity, you've registered that business, you will need to have an official business bank account. So you'll want to log into the business banking portal of whichever bank you're using and get one of their specified business accounts. Again, it has a bit more paperwork involved. You'll have to, provide a bit of information about the business, its background, what it's doing, and then they'll have to go through a process where they approve the bank account. But if you are a limited company or a more official business, that is what you have to use. And again, first 18 kind of months generally are free, and then after that there's a monthly fee. Kind of a big banking ripoff. But anyways, it's something that you do have to have for a limited company or some kind of a registered company. But no matter what, you should be keeping your finances separate. We're just learning this lesson right now with my partner and I, because we do have some properties that we've purchased personally. I should say my partner has. He didn't do quite as good of a job at keeping his bank accounts organized. So while he didn't put all of the transactions, he put a few through his kind of day-to-day banking account, he did have a separate bank account. But he switched between a couple different ones, so we've just been having a reconciling nightmare lately. Now I think we've got it all sorted out into one, so we can see all the transactions easily. Whereas for me, we've got our limited company, so we've got a bank account for Jade Property Solutions Limited, which all of the business things go through. If I do have any personal expenses, so it rarely happens, then I can expense those to my limited company as a separate kind of expense transaction, and the company can pay me for them. Otherwise, with our property purchases, I do have a separate property account that I use when, we take loans from investors. I put investors' loans in there, and I use those to help buy properties and pay the fees when we're purchasing properties. So I do have a separate personal account that I use for kind of property transactions and business transactions, along with our limited company account that is for kind of the official limited company business. And so that's how I keep things organized between personal and business financial transactions. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you already have started up and you've got everything kind of mingled into one, it might take a little bit of time to get everything organized, but I really recommend you sit down, print out all your transactions, split them between what's business and what's personal, so that you can get a clear idea of where your business is at, and then move all of that into kind of a separate business bank account. So if you can see all your transactions and say, okay, my property is made, £3,000, take that £3,000 out of your personal bank account, put it into a separate account just for that property or just for that business, and then start doing all the transactions through only that bank account so that you can keep everything nice and clear. So hopefully that's helped. I'll try to put more information together on banking and finances, because I know that's a place where lots of people struggle, even just with budgeting and things. So hopefully that's helped, and I will see you again next Tuesday probably. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope the weather is going to be great, and I'll see you soon.